It's been the talk of the internet for days now. The guy caught on video shaving on a New Jersey Transit train. Well, we thought tonight that we'd bring you the conversation about what is appropriate behavior on the train. If you're riding mass transit, what are the do's and the don'ts? Joining me now is Jane Burnett. She's with Ladders, which is a career site. She wrote a blog called 7 Ways to Be a Commuter People Don't Hate. Jane, welcome to Chasing News. How are you?
Thanks so much for having me. I'm good.
I'm going to jump right in. What is the number one thing you should be doing so that people don't hate you when you're riding next to them on the train?
I'd say from personal experience, I think definitely don't be too loud. Don't be that person who's having a really, really loud call or blasting their music. That really disrupts people.
You ride the train, New Jersey Transit, every day into Manhattan.
I do.
Have you ever seen someone shaving next to you?
I haven't, actually haven't seen that yet. It's interesting. No matter what time of day, something crazy is always going on the train. But the most I've really seen is like garbage or loud conversations or people openly eating dinner food.
All right, Jane, stick with me for a minute. I want to bring in our A-plus panel for tonight's show. We're joined by immigration attorney Afia Yunus. Always good to see you, Afia.
You too, Bill. Matt
Rooney, lawyer and publisher of the Save Jersey blog. Good to see you, Matt.
Good to be back.
Afia, you go in and out of Manhattan. You've been on the train. What's the worst thing you've seen?
I mean, I haven't seen horrible things. I haven't seen train grooming, hashtag, but I have seen...
That's a veiled reference at I was so disgusted at somebody cutting their nails the other day.
Yeah.
Why
People
would you
cutting
do
their
that on
makeup,
the train?
putting on, coming with your whole makeup bag and the mirror and the brushes and doing your whole routine. I have seen that.
Luckily, I spend most of my time in the car, not in the train, so people forgetting that they have a turn signal and that kind of stuff is usually more what I deal with. But I can't wrap my mind around the fact that somebody could shave for 10 or 15 minutes and there isn't a single NJ Transit employee that picked up on it.
Jane, that's a great point. I mean, how often, how long have you been riding the trains? And if you notice that there don't seem to be a lot of personnel around to help, have you ever seen a conductor enforce the rules? I mean, I suggested the other day with the shaving guy, instead of taking the video, call the conductor, go grab somebody saying, this is pretty gross and unsanitary.
Yeah, it's interesting. I actually haven't seen a lot of, times where the rules have been enforced. Just last week, I was riding the train home. Right before I got off, someone didn't have their ticket. So the conductor kind of gave him a hard time for it, but he disappeared. I mean, the conductor said, I'll come back and see if you have it next stop. But the guy was gone when he came back, so that guy got a comment.
Afia, you are well-read and well-versed in the rules of NJ Transit. As I understand, none of these things are allowed on the train.
No, and I think this is the issue. Number one, where are the rules? I mean, I think they need to have better signage. If something says don't put your feet on the seat, people won't do it. And also just a social contract between the riders and enforcing amongst themselves. Like, hey, like you said, instead of just holding up a cell phone, can you please not do that? And I'm going to let the conductor know if you don't stop.
I do think there's some people that are never going to be able to follow the social contract, either because they're so aberrant or maybe there's something else going on in their lives. In that case, unless you have competent staff with NJ Transit that can deal with these situations, you're never going to have a solution.
All right, Jane, thank you for joining me. Hopefully your commute for the rest of the week will be uneventful.
Thanks so much.